Hollywood is nothing more than social programming passed off as entertainment. While people sit down in a movie theater or at home watching a movie, it's all about shaping and forming society. That's what it's all about. Understand also the name Hollywood and where it derives from. Ancient Druids used to make witches' wands and magic wands out of the Hollywood tree. This is how you get the name Hollywood. It's nothing more than witchcraft. Now let's take a look here at George Lucas in this quote back in 1997 where he states, "Why is the public so stupid?" A little bit longer quote here. The full quote is, "Popcorn pictures have always ruled. Why do people see these popcorn pictures? Why is the public so stupid?" Understand, he is a Freemason, a 33rd degree Freemason. I've mentioned it many times in the past. The highest degree in the Scottish Rite. And this is the most significant number in Freemasonry, the 33, because it's all about the mockery of Christ. And just take a look at AFI Life Achievement Award. Just so happened to be the 33rd for George Lucas. Understand, when it comes to Star Wars and Freemasonry, first off, let's take a look at this Masonic Lodge. And you can see the twin pillars. And you're going to see the black and white checkered symbolism. It's all about duality. So let's take a look here at these stormtroopers. And of course, the black and white symbolism. Now, let's take a look at this footage right here. And for those that know about the occult, you're going to see the obvious duality and the not so obvious duality as well. Let's take a look here, and I'll explain it after I show this clip. Now, the obvious duality is the dual suns. And you'll have one that is orange here. And this is a reference to the 33rd degree of Freemasonry. The only color that is 33 in numerology is orange. Now, let's take a look here again at the not so obvious duality. They are in a desert. But what do you see here in the desert? An igloo. And of course, igloos, for the most part, you're going to see them in cold climates, not in a desert. So again, this is duality. It may seem subtle, but I'm going to play more clips so people understand the duality when it comes to George Lucas and his Star Wars movies. Let's take a look at this scene here at Ben Kenobi's house. Again, here on Tatooine. You see the land speeder in front. Now let's take a look inside. A very primitive, very simple type of place. Basically back to the Stone Age. Now let's play this clip here. And again, I'll talk about the duality.
Here for you. Your father wanted you to have this when you were old enough.
Now he's going to introduce him to the lightsaber. Again, the duality. He lives in this old, like I said, Stone Age type of era kind of construction house. You have a robot. And then you'll see this scene here where Luke is introduced to a lightsaber.
See, or random as a blaster. An elegant weapon for a more civilized age. For over 1,000 generations.
It's all about, again, duality, mixing the old with new. And again, you have the igloo in a desert. And then you take a look at Empire Strikes Back with the planet called Hoth. It's an ice planet, but it's spelled H-O-T as in hot to start off with the H at the end. So again, it's all about duality. Now this scene here, when it comes to, again, when George Lucas states, "Why is the public so stupid?" And that's an insult. If you are a Star Wars fan, you're going to say, what's up with that? You spend money on his, watching his movies, his products, his toys over the years, and then he insults you. Now take a look at this scene, and this is what he's talking about. Where the Jawa sandcrawler is destroyed, and Luke believes it was done by sand people, but take a listen to Ben Kenobi.
Sand people did this all right. Look, there's gaffy sticks, bantha tracks. It's just, I never heard them hitting anything this big before.
They didn't, but we are meant to think they did. These tracks are side by side. Sand people always ride single file to hide their numbers.
And Ben Kenobi knows that it was not done by sand people. And of course, sand people is a reference. First off, let's take a look at these sand people here from Star Wars and take a look what he's talking about as far as predictive programming with George Lucas and his foreknowledge with 9/11. Sand people is a reference to Muslims or Arabs, as you see here. And again, movies are all about programming. That's exactly what's taking place. So prior to 9/11, subconsciously, people are prepared for what's to come. And it's also a form of mockery. Now let's finish off this clip with Ben Kenobi and Luke Skywalker by the destroyed Sandcrawler.
And these blast points, too accurate for sand people. Only Imperial stormtroopers are so precise.
Ben Kenobi, he's awakened to what's taken place, and Luke is naive, just like the public. He represents the public, and is deceived by the deception that it was done by sand people. Just like I stated, the connection with 9/11. Now, one thing I have not seen covered by anybody online or anywhere else for that matter is this scene in the connection with the 33rd degree of Freemasonry. Take a look at this clip and where it leads Luke.
If they traced the robots here, they may have learned who they sold them to, and that would lead them back home.
Oh, wait, Luke! It's too dangerous!
Now, with this scene with Luke Skywalker returning to his home, only to find his Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru slaughtered by stormtroopers, let's take a look at this footage. Out of all the Star Wars movies, this is the most graphic by far, showing the two, again, dead bodies, two skeletons in front of the igloo. Now, this is very significant when it comes to the occult, the location of this filming here. Now, again, Star Wars fans will know that the scenes were filmed in Tunisia. Let's take a closer look at the occult of Tunisia. Let's zoom in here a bit, and we'll take a look at this location where this was all filmed. It'll all make sense for those that understand the occult. Here's the outskirts. Here is a nearby town. They must travel a pretty good distance from Nafta all the way through this basic trail or road. Let's again get a bit of a close-up what we'll find here. And this is the general area, or is the area, where this was all filmed with Star Wars. There's Mos Espa right here. Now, understand what's taking place with this location. Let's just take a look at the filming location. And here you go. Luke Skywalker's igloo on the 33rd parallel. Again, it's all about the occult of 33 again. The murders of Luke Skywalker's aunt and uncle, Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen, on the 33rd parallel. Even understand why George Lucas had these filming locations selected. Take a look here at this one website. You show some of the buildings, you'll understand again. All these buildings, including old Ben Kenobi's house, which still stands today on the 33rd parallel. Again, it's all about the occult. So out of all the locations in the world that George Lucas decides to film Star Wars, it's on the 33rd parallel. And here is, again, Ben's house. Now let me scroll down a bit. And this is the Tashi station, where Luke was going to go pick up his power converters, for those that know about the film. And again, the igloo, as you see here, just another image of the igloo. And here is Mos Espa again, all on the 33rd parallel. And actually, Luke's home just a little bit south of Mos Espa in this location right here. I'm going to zoom in right here again at the location. Though it's a bit south, it's still on the 33rd parallel, as stated on that website. Go here a little bit more. There you go. Lars family homestead. A little bit of a close-up. You can't see much, but there it is right there. Need to go out of their way to film it here, just because it's on the 33rd parallel. That's what it's all about. Basically, ritual. And like I said earlier, movies are all about social programming, conditioning, just like the school system teaches evolution, deny the existence of God.
Kid, I've flown from one side of this galaxy to the other. I've seen a lot of strange stuff, but I've never seen anything to make me believe there's one all-powerful force controlling everything.
And there you go. Basically denying the existence of God, an all-powerful being. In the sequel of Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, they introduced a character called Yoda. And with this image from Manly P. Hall, a famous Freemason, showing Eliphas Levi reading from a book and conjuring up a demon. And look at the resemblance to Yoda, to this demon. So you'll understand the occult and the connection with George Lucas and Satanism, believe it or not. And just looking at this scene with Yoda training Luke Skywalker to be a Jedi Knight, as you can see the levitation of these crates. Just take a look at this scene with Yoda basically performing witchcraft in this scene. That's what it's all about, again, with Hollywood movies and witchcraft, as I shown earlier. Now, again, like I stated many times, these occultists, these Freemasons, these Satanists know the Bible inside and out. They make a reference to the Bible. Take a look here at the forest moon of Endor. As you see here, it's just another image of Endor, and this is all biblical. Take a look at 1 Samuel 28:7, where it talks about the woman that hath a familiar spirit at Endor, which is located in the present-day Israel. Again, so you understand what's taking place here when they come up with these names, the biblical name for Endor, the association with a witch, and of course, like I mentioned earlier, Hollywood is nothing more than witchcraft.